All right, let's talk about something that's happening all around you, every single day, but you might not even see it. It's this invisible force that shapes pretty much all the content you love. It's called the social contract. And, it's the real secret behind why you feel like you know certain creators, while others just don't click.
I mean, you totally know that feeling, right? You're deep into a YouTube video or scrolling through a blog, and it seriously feels like that person is talking just to you. You know their dog's name, you know how they take their coffee, you're weirdly invested in their latest little drama. It's a really powerful connection. But here's the kicker. What if I told you that feeling is no accident at all?
Yep, that's right. That feeling of friendship, that trust, that spark of inspiration, a lot of the time it's the result of a really, really well thought out strategy. See, every single creator you follow is playing a kind of, let's call it a social game, and they're making a very deliberate choice about how you and me and everyone else to connect with them.
Okay, so what is this big secret? Well, at the very heart of this whole strategy is one core concept. It's the thing that defines the entire relationship between a creator and their audience. You can think of it as the playbook for building a truly loyal long-term following.
And here it is, the social contract. It's basically an unspoken deal, right? With every single piece of content they put out, a creator is setting expectations. They're telling you, without saying a word, what you're going to get from them. It's this invisible agreement. And it's what turns someone who just stumbles upon a video into a die-hard fan.
And this, right here, is why this idea is so incredibly important. I mean, sure, a viral video can get you millions of views overnight, but a well-defined social contract, that builds a loyal community. It's the difference between a flash in the pan and a sustainable career. It's how creators avoid burnout, because they've picked a role they can actually stick with for the long haul.
So, okay, how does this actually work in practice? Well, the source material we're looking at lays out 5 totally distinct paths that creators take to build this contract. And honestly, the best way to think about them is like character classes in a video game, Each one has a different goal, a different play style, and a whole different set of skills. So let's dive in and break them down.
First up, we've got the path of reputation. This is the authority. The power of this creator comes from one thing, being the absolute expert. You're not following them to hear about their weekend, you're following them for their knowledge. Their promise to you is simple. I will be your trusted source of truth.
So what's the deal being made here? Well, it's pretty clear. You, the audience, connect with their status, with their expertise. And in return, the author is committing to endless research and to always being ready to defend their methodology and their data. It's a really heavy burden, this constant need to be credible.
And this example just nails the tone, doesn't it? I mean, notice how totally impersonal and data-driven it is. It's all about global workplace analytics center and longitudinal data. There's no I think or here's what I feel. It's just pure, objective, here are the facts information.
Okay, let's switch gears completely and talk about path number 2, personality. You could call this creator the relatable friend or the bestie. Here, the social contract is built entirely on an emotional bond. The creator is basically promising you a little window into their life.
And again, it's all about the exchange. You connect with the author as a person, their stories, their jokes, their struggles. But what's the author's side of the bargain? A huge amount of emotional labor. Seriously, they have to manage what are essentially thousands of one-sided friendships and figure out how to share just enough of their personal life to keep that bond alive.
Wow. The difference in tone here is it's night and day, isn't it? It's all about I. It's about feelings, it's about petting the dog, it's about finally feeling like a functional human being. This isn't data, not at all. This is like a conversation you'd have with a friend. That's the personality contract in full swing. All right, path number 3 is all about style. This is the artist. For this creator, the connection isn't about facts, and it's not even really about their personal life. It's about the sheer beauty of the craft. The audience becomes almost addicted to how they say things, their unique voice, their clever wit, the actual rhythm and music of their words. So the deal is aesthetic pleasure. The reader is literally in love with the language, and the author's commitment? They have to consistently deliver that super high level of artistry. The pressure isn't about being right, like the authority, or being relatable, like the bestie. The pressure is just to be brilliant every single time.
I mean, just listen to that language for a second. A gray consumption of hours, a rattling cage of metal and hurried breath. Whoa.
This isn't about productivity stats or feeling good about petting your dog. This is about painting a vivid picture with words. The subject matter almost doesn't matter. It's all about how elegantly it's described.
Now, for our fourth path, subject, which, honestly, it just flips the whole script. This is the wingman. With this contract, the creator intentionally steps out of the spotlight. Their whole goal is to promote something else. It could be a company, a new philosophy, maybe even a historical figure. They become the ultimate advocate for that subject.
This one is so fascinating to me. The reader isn't really connecting with the author at all, they're connecting directly with the content, with the idea being promoted. The author's job becomes selfless advocacy. They have to put the subject first, even if it means their own personality and identity kind of fade into the background. See what happens in this example? The author basically disappears, right? The focus is completely on these external things, like the company's Automatic and GitLab, or big concepts like the distributed first model. The author isn't the star of the show. They're just the guide, pointing you towards something they think is really important. And that brings us to our final path, number 5, Viewpoint. This is the movement leader. This creator isn't just sharing interesting facts or stories. Oh no, they are trying to start a revolution, big or small. They offer a brand new way of seeing the world, and their one and only goal is to get you to join their cause.
So this contract is all about identity. The audience finds something that resonates, they align with the author's worldview, and they join the tribe. And the author? Well, their commitment is to actually lead that movement. That means constantly promoting the idea, getting into debates, and always pushing their new way of thinking. You can just feel the energy here, can't you? It's completely different. This is a rallying cry. It's full of commands like, stop trying, and declarations like, it's the wrong battle. It uses these bold, catchy slogans like, trust, not tenancy. This isn't an analysis, it's a manifesto.
Okay, so we've just walked through all 5 paths, but here's where the real power of this framework kicks in. It's understanding that the most successful creators, they don't just accidentally fall into one of these roles. They choose one. It's a conscious, strategic decision from the very beginning.
And this table just lays it all out so clearly. You can see each path right next to the others, what the reader connects with and what the author has to focus on to deliver. So let's recap real quick. Reputation, all about data. Personality, personal stories. Style, the craft itself. Subject, promoting something external. And viewpoint, starting a movement. Simple as that.
Now, this next point is absolutely crucial. Trying to be all of these things at once, it's a total recipe for disaster. The source calls this unaligned dilution, and it's a perfect term. Think about it. If you follow someone for their expert data-driven analysis, and then suddenly they go on a random personal rant, that trust is broken, right? The key is to pick a dominant lane. Now, you can blend them, but it has to be strategic. The secondary style has to serve the primary one. You know, like an expert who uses a short, personal story just to make their data a little more human and memorable.
All right, so now that we get the rules of the game, we can start to see how to actually master it. And this applies whether you're a creator yourself or just a really savvy consumer who wants to understand what's going on behind the screen.
And really, it all boils down to this 3-step toolkit. Step 1, have contextual awareness. Know your audience and the social world your work is stepping into. Step 2, make a clear choice. Pick one of those 5 paths that truly lines up with your goals. And finally, step 3, align everything. Tweak your subject matter, your structure, and your style so that every single piece of your work reinforces that choice you made.
Honestly, once you see this framework, you can't unsee it. It will completely change how you look at content forever. It's like you've been given the cheat codes to spot the game being played in real time. So from now on, when you're scrolling through your feed, ask yourself, what social contract is this creator offering me? And hey, if you're a creator, the question's even bigger. What promise are you making to your audience? Because remember, the social contract you choose isn't just about getting followers. It's about building a career you can actually sustain and a connection you can truly honor. So, what game are you going to play?